Om Baza Sado Samaya, Mano Balaya, Baza Sado Tenoba, Titan, Sudokaya Membawa, Subokaya Membawa, Anorado Membawa, Sarasiti Mepraya Sasawa. Chetana Shriya Kuro Honga Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tatanga Bardama Mardimbawa Ma Samaya Sato Om Baza Sado Samaya, Mano Balaya, Baza Sado. Isa Teto Membawa, Sudokaya Membawa, Subokaya Membawa, Anorado. Sarva Siddhi Me Prayasa Sarva Karma Susame Chetan Shriya Kuru Hunga Sarva Tatanga Dambadra Me Munzam Ma Samaya Sato A Om Baza Sato Samaya Manupalaya Baza Sato Tinida Titanida Membawa Sudokaya Subokaya Membawa Anorado Membawa Sarva Siddhi Me Masudame Chetana Shriya Kuru Hunga Bhagavan Sarva Tatanga Dambadra Bardembawa ma samaya sadu we say ma samaya sadu sadua it's very good, you know. A lot of thoughts are coming in the mind. Just just dissolve into ah. Then I say ah. Oh, just know. Then that dissolves into emptiness, you see. Okay. Oh, yeah, mental thought activities, so much going on in the mind. You just meditate dissolve into Then you say, when you say means you go down this way, effortless. A lot of other syllables, you have to make effort. A, B, C, you know. So, just naturally dissolves into emptiness. You know? It's very calming. You know? You say sometimes you feel, so, what should I do? The Lord, these thoughts, they're coming, they're coming. Then you know, they're just all, just focus on the Then you just say, slow, everything dissipates, dissolves. You know? That's why Bhanta Sato Samaya. So at the end, you know, Samaya, Sattva, Samaya, the great Samaya is the That is emptiness. When you maintain the emptiness, all the Samayas are there. Nothing is missing. Okay. Very simple, but very effective. Now today, this afternoon, we'll do one concrete meditation practice. Yesterday, bodhicitta is all sutra system. You know sutra system, Vajrayana system. Today is Vajrayana system. Okay. Yesterday, we brought all the essence of the sutra system. Today, here, we bring all the essence of the Vajrayana meditation practice. Okay? Okay. So first, please breathe in fully. Expand your chest and stomach. And exhale. Release all the stress. And breathe in all the blessings of the Buddha. And breathe out. Release all the stress. Breathe in the bodhicitta of the Buddha into you and heal your mind and body. And breathe out all the stress. And cultivate the mind to attain complete Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. I will follow the study of this Guru Yoga. See, this is very important. And when you study practice, there's a model, there's called preparation and actual practice and conclusion. These three are very important. So the first, when we say preparation, why you want to practice this? For what purpose? There's so many purpose. So for this, I want to do for my health. I want to do for some get rid of the obstacles. I want to do a lot of those things, But here, say, I want to do this. I will do this to achieve complete enlightenment. Enlightenment means it's not just some fantasies, to perfect my mind. For what? For the benefit of all sentient beings. It's such a precious thought, marvelous thought, just to begin with, such a precious thought, you see. A lot of people involved, they start. First, I want to do this to get rid of that person, to harm that person, to do this, all this, for my own benefit. I become too famous, I become too rich myself, Oh, there's so many people do these things. But here what we do, I want to do this to help sentient beings. Such a precious, you see. Look at the mind, Never think about that. Nobody know how to do this. So we should know for the benefit of all sentient beings. This is just first, just remind, reflect on this. Such a precious reason, because we all want to be free from suffering. We all want to have peace and happiness. Even our enemies, even those who are bitter to me, they want to have peace and happiness. They want to free from suffering. So we're in the same boat. Because our dualistic mind, then we just struggle with that. We are conflicted with this. But in reality, we all in the same boat. Just look at this. And this is such a precious, just start, precious thought. And with this, then I follow the following practices out. As we prepared at the beginning, then in actual to accomplish that preparation. Practice that. And at the end, dedicate for that. To benefit whatever I done. May everybody free from suffering. Everybody to achieve enlightenment. You see. This just you see this. As I mentioned, it's not a religious training. It's not just a cult, It's something cult training, This is something universal. We should all understand this. And then we do this practice. And then your life will be, you will feel my life has been meaningful. I'm so fortunate my life has been meaningful. It's not just saying something, some very interesting thing, so fascinating, wonderful things, all these things, It's just how practically, we should say empirically, empirically, how to do things right, making less mistake, do things better for oneself and others. And then, since we are not perfected, we make mistake, and then we correct our mistake, acknowledge mistake. I made this mistake. It's not right. I need to purify. And like that way, we improve. We get better. It's all in the mind. It's a mission. All these things are product of the mind. All these modern technologies, medias, TikTok, all whatever, Twitters, social medias, everything is product of the mind. People think something, then they create. Nothing comes out of blue. Okay. The mind is so sophisticated, so complex. As yesterday mentioned, it's not a matter. We cannot see it. We cannot touch it. We are frustrated. I want to see my mind where it is, and especially the scientists who are digging about those things. They're making a lot of robots. And then you say, AL. What's AL? AI. What's that mean? Artificial intelligence, from artificial intelligence, then they want to make real mind. They're trying how to make the mind. Up until now, they have not successful. Hopefully, sometime in the future. Now they are trying. The person who are 80s, 90s, they want to reverse that age. Have you heard of that? It's anti-aging in a reversal. First of all, how many tablets you can find in the supermarket. There are tons of, isn't it? You see, everybody's trying, full of pills, taking every day, anti-aging. So, I feel better today. It's all illusion. It's when you study Dharma enough, understand the phenomena, all these things, it's fascinating, really. How are so, fascinated. It's good. Okay, so anyway, just we cultivate, as mentioned, altruistic mind. This is such a precious mind. Just look yourself for the benefit of all sentient beings. Even people who care the country, who is patriotic, isn't it? Oh, this person is hero. He or she works for the country. Now for all the sentient beings, you see, imagine. For us, it's just for the benefit of all sentient beings, it becomes like a normal, nothing special. Even we don't think of it. There's something and nothing special. But if you carefully investigate it, it's such a precious thought for the benefit of all sentient beings. No one is left. Everyone is included. There's no discrimination. There's no prejudice. Such a precious thought. Even the small bugs, flies, are included. In the Shanti there was text mentioned. Because she's super kanju. Even the very small insects, flies, if they make effort, there's a possibility to achieve enlightenment, which is very hard. Now we, as a human being, who knows which is right, which is wrong, what's virtue, what's non-virtue. So if we make effort, why not we achieve enlightenment? So that means all the small insects, small bugs in the ocean, how many there bugs, all are included, because they want peace and happiness. They don't want suffering, but they don't know what's right, what is wrong. When they suffer, they feel the pain. They scream. And we just start to make fun of these things, So one time I saw in the TV, this big kind of restaurant, big restaurant. In that room, there's so many kitchens, many different kitchens there. And there's one kitchen I saw there, somebody ordered a fish, so that the chef has his own stove there. There's a tank, there's a fish. So in the stove, the gas is on fire. And on the gas and on the stove, then there's a pan. So put some oil, hot, and he picked up a live fish from the tank and put in the boat. Cut this, not killing, cut the stomach, and took out all the guts and throw in the pan. And you see how it makes the noise, the smoke coming, smoke coming. And the fishes jumped once more on the top and then went back to the pan. And people around, they're laughing. Look at this. You just, the fish cannot talk, cannot express suffering. So there's haram, You see how much suffering is there. Imagine. So a lot of you can see lobsters, shrimps, all this. You can all the seafood restaurants, you see. So like this, in the world. So the Buddha's teaching, you see, introduces this as suffering. So you should develop some compassion, concern. If you cannot help, so don't harm others. So for the benefit of all sentient beings is so precious, isn't it? Just imagine, for the benefit of all sentient beings, just, such a precious. If you cannot help, don't harm others. So bodhicitta practice is how to help others. So on the base on this, now we are looking at the Vajrayana's very quick path, very fast. So I want the quickest path. We said these things, isn't it? Can you show us how to achieve enlightenment so fast? Do we say that? Now today I'm showing you, okay? It's up to you. And also Guru Yoga, there are so many Guru Yogas, a long one, many. So we have just One page, okay. 21st century Dharma practice. And this also has beginning, preparation, actual practice, conclusion, all are there. Even our the short Guru Yoga is also, people feel it's very long, no? You have heard of Lama Choba text, it's very short, but still people say it's long, So this, so people complain generally, in the morning, we have no time to do meditation, we have to get up, just, take shower, and then just have some breakfast or not, just you have to go for walk. And then the evening when you come back, you're tired, exhausted, no time to practice. It's just, just no rest. Or no time to practice long practices, So it's not just I made up, but it's put together, bringing all the profound teachings into here. You can see, you can study this so much, but very concise. So here first, there's refuge, you see, refuge in bodhicitta. So Vajradhara Lama, embodiment of the three jewels. Okay. Yeah, first, yes, it's okay. Jewel, three jewels, just translated from Sanskrit. Ratna, three Ratna. Ratna means jewel, means total peace and joy. Okay, so three jewel, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha are the three jewel. Okay. The Vajradhara Lama, like say Jigten Sungkun, in this case, or just Vajradhara is a teacher, it doesn't matter. You just visualize Vajradhara in front of you, or Jigten Sungkun, same. Who is the embodiment of three jewels, that Vajradhara or Jigten Sungkun's body is a Sangha. The speech is Dharma, and the mind is the Buddha. So embodiment of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So I take refuge in you and will until I attain enlightenment, until I become Buddha. I take refuge in you. Okay. Then next is how to cultivate bodhicitta as we have did, Sentient beings, victim of confused projection suffering that we have discussed so much. Sentient beings are so confused. It's called Tunang, confused projection. Everything's illusory nature, but we perceive as something real. Everything's transitory nature. We just see something as permanent. As mentioned, when we talk about the impermanence, so yes, I am born, so I will die one day. But we never plan to die today. We never plan to die tomorrow. We never plan to die next year. We plan, then today I will do this, next day I will do this, next week I'll do this, next month I will do this, next year I will do this. We just plan for years. Just like I said, supposed to live for 1,000 years. We know one day we'll die, but we never plan to die So it is called grasping as a permanence, something real. We're not preparing. If I die today, what should I do at the time of death? If I die tomorrow, how should I die? What kind of practice should I do? We never plan that. We never think about that. As Milarepa said, I escaped the mountain because of the fear of death. While I'm in the mountain, I, consistently reflecting on the impermanence, impermanence of death. So because of that, he just day after day, year after year. So he said, now I captured the unchanging fortress of impermanence. I realize unchanging nature, the Mahamudra. So now I have no any fear to die. I'm prepared now. 다 치외진 relative 남지 치매 공간에 치매 용매 synthesis. So I yes, as I mentioned, I escaped the mountain by the fear of the death. I persistently practice the fear in impermanence when the death will come. Now I captured the fortress of the deathlessness. I captured the fortress of the deathlessness. Now I'm free from the fear of death. Means death may come anytime. I'm well prepared. Like that, So we meditate these things. So session is a confused projection. Then we suffer from that. So to session is to free from this confusion of the suffering. So I generate the mindset for enlightenment in order to establish you in the non-abiding state. Non-abiding state means Vajradhara state, the complete enlightenment. Okay? So you cultivate bodhicitta for the benefit of all sentient beings. So this is my purpose of practicing this. Okay? Let's repeat this 3 times. Then next visualization. Since this is very short, so we don't have the details of the visualization, but we have Jigten Sungpun's Tanga here, just above me. You can visualize that Tanga here, Jigten Sungpun, or just here. I will explain more about that. But it said here, Lord Vajradhara Jigten Sungpun. So Jigten Sungpun is Vajradhara, attained Buddhahood. Not just before and in his very life. Even he was young, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, he was expert reading, always contemplating, interested in Dharma, reading Dharma, and his reading was so fast. And then he was reflecting in the impermanence. When the people die, when you hear somebody dies, he cries, even young age, When he was 9 years old, he started doing meditation. Some children playing, children are playing together. On the playground, he says, let's do some meditation. So his friends are coming, just, like doing his, even though they don't know, but he was telling, let's do some meditation. Okay, So he was teaching some those, So from there, then he was meeting. His father was also a great scholar, Dharma practitioner. So he studied so much from his father. And then his uncles and some other great teachers he met when he was in the teens, you know. And then when he was 25, he heard of Hamutuba in central Tibet. So he was born in the eastern Tibet, Kham area. So then he just, as soon as he heard Pamutuba, he made the journey day and night. Sometimes in the night when you see the moon, oh, this moon is very lucky. The moon can see my teacher. I don't know how to see, you know. So like that, his admiration, his teacher was so strong, you know. There's some special connection there. So as soon as when he met his teacher, Pamutuba also acknowledged, oh, now my students are completed. And then Pamutuba said to Jesus, I have great hope for you. You should do better. Like that, he attended for 2 years, 6 months, something like 32 months, he attended his teacher. So during that time, he received all the teachings, which transmitted from Kambupa. You know? So then his teacher passed away. Then he went to retreat for 7 years. So when he was 35, he attained Buddhahood. There's a song I have translated in the calling the Lama from afar. There I translated his the songs. Within a few days, now I realized the meaning of the Inter-Tibetans. And I revealed the treasure of all the Vajrayana teachings. And my meditation has no any gap between post and meditation. It's totally equipoise in the meditative state all the time. So now I think I am enlightened, a great yogi. So then for 2 years, he stayed at the Pamutuba, his teacher's seat in the south. But then after some time, Pamutuba came in vision. So Pamutuba said, you go to north, start new. So then he went to the north, the Tikung place. There he started when he was 37. And then thousands of the disciples just gathered, unimaginable, because of realization of the enlightenment. So anyways, this Vajradhara Jigten Sungun sits on a seat of the 10 strength. So this is a metaphor. Sit on the seat means, here seat means embodiment. Is the embodiment of the 10 strength and 4 fearlessnesses and 18 unmixed dharmas, unmixed, unequal dharma qualities. So these are listed here in the back of the page. Okay. 10 strength, these are the 32 qualities to Buddha Dharmakaya. Okay. 32 qualities to Buddha Dharmakaya. So 10 strength, from the 10 strength, if I say one word, one of them, first one, knowing from right to wrong, that's one. Means knowing all the causalities. Understanding of all the causalities, virtue, non-virtue, all. the details are more difficult than to realize emptiness. Emptiness, we can talk, discuss, investigate, or the dust particle, this and that. When you investigate, then you say, oh, I understand emptiness, yes, But when you come to the karma cause, details, you have no idea. Have you studied the seven protectors, the Tara? By songs of Jitun Sungun? There's a Tara. Oh, yes, yeah, praise, seven. You have studied that. You read? Yeah, seven verses there. You have what is the sixth one? You read for me. Yeah, that one, yes. Not understand the interdependence of effect. You see. Those are blind. You see, even those who can maintain total emptiness meditation, still they don't know all the causalities. So I supplicate to Tara, all practitioners know all the causes and conditions, the omniscient Tara. So that's how it makes the omniscient. Omniscient means knowing all the causalities. That's more difficult to understand than the emptiness. That's why Buddha is so special. It's not Buddha is so great because Buddha knows the emptiness. Buddha knows emptiness, Bodhisattvas can realize from the first bhumi. Why you need to go from first bhumi to the 10th bhumi? You see, even 10th bhumi is not perfected. To become perfect, you have to become Buddha. So that you see, from the knowing from the right from wrong. So you see all the causes precisely to understand. You know Shariputra, who is stating on the right side of Buddha, one of the Buddha's greatest disciple. How much wisdom he has, still he's lacking to understand that causality. Only Buddha can see this. That's why Buddha is special, So by understanding, practicing emptiness cannot transcend the virtue, non-virtue. Sometimes you say when you study, Mahamudra, Gyaltsen, great view, all this, then this everything is empty and all this. Then there's no virtue, no non-virtue. Have you heard of those? And then there's no virtue, no non-virtue. All this. There's lacking that you see. You see, it's now talking about that. Those who are abiding in the perfect meaning, still they're lacking to understand the causality. They don't know the play of the causality within in the emptiness. See, it's not a Buddhism, as I mentioned. It's how Buddha's wisdom can capture all this meaning. At the time of Buddha, there was one man about 100 years old. So he has family, his children, his grandchildren, a bunch of them. Now, since he's 100 years old, you can imagine, it's difficult to get up, difficult to sit down. cannot be used in the house, doing anything, you know. So the family is just a little tired of him. You know, see, now he's useless, you know, better die, you know. Now he was so depressed. So now he said, what should I do? But then he heard of to become a monk, there's some privilege, you know. So he thought, I'll get some privilege if I become monk, you know. Then he went to Rajgir, where Buddha lives, you know. He went there. And that time, Buddha was visiting some other places. So then he, Buddha was not there. So he asked, who's the next Buddha, next to the Buddha, great teacher here, so that I can request some special, you know. And they said, oh, Shariputra, she is the best, you know, after Buddha. So he went to Shariputra, and then he requested, I heard you are the next to the Buddha. Now I'm so old, you know, my family's neglected me. I'm very much interested to become monk. So can you give me permission to become monk, you know? And Shariputra looked at him, you know, so what is such an old man, you know, incapable of doing anything, you know? So Shariputra said, you are outdated, you know? And then he asked some other great disciples of Buddha. Everybody said, if Shariputra, and then if he didn't accept you, how we can accept you, you know? Then we cannot do anything, you know? So then he came back to the temple, just his head on the doorstep, and just crying, you know? And then when he was crying, you know, Buddha came. And Buddha says, what is doing here, you know? And Buddha said, you know, with a very gentle, oh, you know, uh, what you're doing here, you know? And then he explained his problem. You know, the house and Shariputra neglected him, you know. And then so I really want to become monk, but now I have no hope. Then Buddha said, no, 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 no. You can become monk. The Mongoliana, other side of Buddha, you know, on the left, Mongoliana. So Buddha called Mongoliana, you come here, ordained him. You know, the Mongoliana thought, oh, I cannot, you know, disobey Buddha, you know. But how this old man can do in reading, meditation, you know. But I have to respect Buddha. So he ordained him. Then he stayed with the community, you know, monk. That's, so he's new, you know. He's a novice monk, you know. So a lot of novice monks there, all are young, you know, all, I mean, young. They're teens, 20s, you know. So they are just rushing back and forth and kicking him, you know, this. And then he was so depressed, you know. In the house, all my children, grandchildren, they just look down on me. Now here in the monastery, there's all novice young monks that kicking me out and I cannot do anything. Now I better die, you know. Then he started, so now I have no hope. I should die. So he just went to the bank of the river, took off the rope, started jumping to the river. And Mongolian noticed that and just rushed to him. So what are you doing here? He was a little embarrassed, but he told what he was facing, you know. Oh, Mongolian thought this, he needs some lesson, you know. He needs some lessons. So Mongolian took this long story. I think these stories I mentioned in the, if you read my book, a complete, a complete guide to Buddhist path. Have you heard of that book? I wrote that book. Okay. Read this there, all the story I told there. Anyway, it's a Mongolian took him there like that. And then there are many stories. So we have no time to go through this, but I'll just say two stories. One story, so the Mongolian took him, this one after another stories tell, and he was so kind of astonished and surprised and shocked and feared. What is this? What is going on, master here? And Mongolian tells the stories. And there's still stories, there are a lot of stories. And then one time there was a big tree, a lot of insects. I don't know what do you call terminators, you should say like terminators. They eat the tree, So, and then the tree is making such a lament noise, suffering noise. The tree. Then that man, the old monk was kind of surprised or astonished. So, Master, what is going on here? And the Mongolian said, this tree, this who's making the noise, he was rebirth of a manager of a monastery. No. Okay. And all the terminators here eating this, all this thing, is all his relatives and friends. When that monk was manager of the monastery, his misuse of the offerings of the monks, giving to his, his relatives, his families, his friends, all this. So now he born this in this hell realm. All his friends, all this now this born is this, Then he was so moved and scared, afraid, Then they said, Mongolian said, let's go. And went down. And then in the ocean, there's a big ocean, Indian Ocean. There's in the ocean, there's a big skeleton, crocodile, huge like a mountain, died many years, washed all the flesh, by the wind and sunshine and water, and the what's called the ribs, so big you can walk on, like this kind of size, you can walk. So huge. And then he saw this, and he was so scared. So, Master, what is this? And then Mongolian said, this is one of your previous life. And then he was totally, so afraid, scared. So then he says, can you tell me how this happened, So the Mongolian said, one time there was a real great king who looked after the people, his subject, he take care of people. But one time he was involved with the gambling casino, gambling, a group of people, maybe 5, 6 people there with king. And they are so involved there. At that moment, the ministers, the judges, they brought one criminal and brought to the king. So this man did this, what we should do. So ask the king, what we should do with this. And the king has no any time to discuss or talk about, think about it. So he said, just do according to the law, And they took him back to the kingdom and persecuted him, So then king was finished all this gambling, and then went back to his kingdom, and he called all the judges. Said, where is that man is? And you told us we should handle according to the law, and we persecuted him and killed him, executed. So then the king was so sad, felt so sad. This is the bad manner of being gambling. I don't want to harm anybody in my country. And I cause this person to die. I'm a not good king. I should look after the welfare of my country, not to kill. So he removes so much. No. So then is that way he purified so much, but still, then he was born. There's crocodile in the ocean. So Mongolian said the king was reborn as this crocodile in the ocean. No, it's one of your previous life. And he was really suffering. Suicide is not enough. It's not the end of the suffering. I must free from samsara. Unless no matter what you do, you continue being in the samsara. No. So, Master, please give me some instructions so that I can free from the samsara. Please, I have no time to waste. He just begged. And then Mongolian, of course, gave the four turnings of the mind, the teachings, the calls. You see, now you understand this is about. And then gave the instruction of meditation, and he meditated one pointed mind that I have no time to waste my time. Even 1 second, I have no time. I'm old. I may die any time. Before I die, I must free from samsara. So then he meditated one pointed mind, this and that. The three training, more as measure of morality, moral ethics, samadhi, and prajna, special insight. He gave this complete teaching there. And he meditated one pointedly. And because of that, he achieved arhat. That moment, you see, arhat. So as soon as he achieved arhat, without too long, the Mongolian said, let's now go back to the monastery. So he could fly also because he's achieved arhat. So Mongolian flew in the sky. He followed and then came to the monastery temple. Oh, the monks saw this old man, 100 years old. He achieved arhat. Oh, the monks are so inspired. Say, Buddha has that kind of great wisdom, can see how to benefit sentient beings. So that's just one of the 10 strengths, Buddha knows exactly that. So Jiddu Sungun also, there's a lot of accounts there, how Jiddu Sungun teaches. So then you can read the list, other lists. Fearlessness, when Buddha became Buddha, when Buddha achieved Buddhahood, when Buddha said, I have purified all obscurations without exception. There's nobody can come, you have not purified this. So Buddha has no fear to claim or to proclaim that he purified. When Buddha said, I know everything, that nobody can come say, Buddha, you don't know this. So Buddha has no fear to say. So it's called fearlessness. So there are 4 fearlessnesses you can see there. And then unmixed dharma means unmixed qualities, means unequal to even bodhisattvas with the 10 bhumi. As mentioned, one of them is, or one another we should say, This one you see. Number 3, the 18 Buddha's Dharma, which is not mixed, means, look at number 3. Buddha does not have forgetfulness. Buddha never forgets. Everything is there from the beginningless time to the endless time. No. Even great bodhisattvas, 10 bhumis, sometimes they forget. So like these things you can see, So that this is the nature of the Dharmakaya. So this is the nature of this Dharmakaya. And then what next said, with the radiant light of the measure and manner marks. So there are 32 measure marks and 80 manner marks. That's as the metaphor, as the love, compassion, and bodhicitta. It's a Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya. Okay, those two. So 3 bodies, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. Okay. Then last, non-conceptual enlightened activities reaching all the migrators equal. So when you look at the jewel ornament of liberation, the last chapter, chapter 21, Buddha's activities, all the Buddha's activities are manifested without effort, effortlessly. Like say you turn on the engine of the aeroplane, and once it's lifted up the ground, no need effort, isn't it? The pilot no need effort to fly the aeroplane. Only when they come to the ground to land. So just activities are manifest effortlessly until the end of the samsara. Okay, so that's what Jigdasumman is. So you can visualize, as you see in the space, just make it simple. That sometimes there's a like throne digged with the lions, the lion thrones, and there's a lion that 2 lions, 4 lions, 8 lions, There's so many, and then there's elephants and the peacocks, all this. So no need all those things. Make it simple. Lotus. On the lotus sun disk, lotus symbolized the perfection or the purification. Okay, and sun disk symbolized wisdom, like the sun rises, dispelling all the darkness. So the sun of the wisdom fully awakened. On the sun disk, then moon disk, okay, like the full moon. There's full moons symbolizes the compassion, complete compassion, wisdom, compassion, okay? And Jigdasumman sits on that, okay? And then the Dharma robes, all this, and this, his head, meditation head, also Buddha has purposized in the Karuna Sutra. Ingji Chimpu, do Ingji Chimpu. No, Ingji Chimpu, no. Pema Karpu, do Pema Karpu, also Lotus Sutra. And the Lotus Sutra is Buddha prophesies this. Jigdasumman was coming with the head, with meditation head. It symbolized this perfection of the meditation. Okay? And then all the Dharma robes you can see that you can visualize. Okay. Then mantra is very simple mantra. Rana Shiri Sarva Siddhi Hum. I'm sure you have read other mantras. Namo Guru Beda Dirgatri Loja Nata Rana Shiri Mulanguru Mahamudra Siddhi Phalahu, long mantra, but here is very short. Rana Shiri Sarva Siddhi Hum. So Sarva means Sanskrit. Sarva means all. All. Siddhi means achievement, attainment. So Sarva in that Mahamudra is there. Okay, so don't feel why there's no Mahamudra. May I achieve, realize all the cities, achievements, which means Mahamudra in everything. May I realize. Ranashri is his personal name. When he took the Bodhisattva's vow with the Pamotrupa, so Pamotrupa gave him the Ranashri, the name. So you are Bodhisattva Ranashri. So that's his name. So when you repeat or recite or repeat the mantra, you meditate from Jigten Sumbun's. Or when you visualize Jigten Sumbun not as like flesh, bone, but rather, say, like Rinpoche, appearance very precise, but inseparable of emptiness and appearance, clear, nature of wisdom, nature of compassion, nature of all these qualities, okay? And then when you recite mantra from his body, if you like, from his, say, yeah, this, from his heart and from his whole body manifests different colors of light, pervades entire universe, okay? First, all the outer universe purified. As you meditate, transform into pure land. And then the light reaches to all the sentient beings. Meditate sentient beings, their delusions, their sufferings are fully purified. All sentient beings are going to heal from the suffering, cause of suffering, including yourself. And you just rejoice. You feel so happy and develop devotion. The Jigten Sumbu is the embodiment of all the Buddhas of the past, present, future, all. And it's my root teacher. Just meditate. And Jigten Sumbu himself said, in the future, if you are having difficulty finding root teachers, you can visualize me. I'll be your root guru. Or you can visualize like Milarepa. No, they can be your root teacher because their bodhicitta is perfected to benefit all sentient beings, you see. At that time, now there's no difference at all. No. The wisdom is pervaded to all sentient beings. Not only that, Jigten Sumbu said, those who practice Mahamudra, I'm there, he said, because he's perfected in the practice of Mahamudra. Okay. So this, when you chant the mantra, do that meditation. Then after chanting mantra, blessing, supplication. Now here we have the story. You are means you Jigten Sumbu. You are the Buddha. You are the Buddha Nakakula Paradipa. One of the Buddha in the past. This history briefly mentioned in the meaningful to behold the love stories written by Shengashirak June. If you read this, it's included in the Kaling the Lama from FR. There, I've translated one life stories. In there, Shirak June wrote about that. One time, Jigten Sumbu was now told story to all the assembly of the monks. One time, I was the Buddha of this Nakakula Paradipa. Many eons ago. And so I gave teachings to all the disciples there. They go to the Four Noble Truths. And then as well, all the teachings. One of the youngest disciple was now here, is Garchunding. You are the one, you know. So he told the stories you read there. So there's Jidasumo was that Buddha. And Devamkara, you have heard of one of the previous life of Buddha. You know, Devamkara, Sangye Yusum of the past. So it's few names of that. And then Maitreya, you know, the future Buddha, Maitreya, the future Buddha. So the Jidasumo's rebirth also. I'll be born as a Maitreya of the, you know, future. And the Shakyamuni Buddha. So Jidasumun was the Buddha of the Shakyamuni. You know this story? Have you heard of that? Maybe not. You have heard the book called the Teacher Tebe, the heart essence of the minor teaching text. Is written by one of Jigdusumu's disciples, very famous scholar. He wrote that book. It's a Lamrim. It's a Lamrim of both Sutra and Tantra. Very detailed description of the Mahamudras. So magnificent book. In that book, then he described and in the end of the book, how Buddhism came to Tibet. He described, you know, from how Buddha prophesied and how Buddhism came to from India to Nepal to Tibet, you know, all this there. So one of them is life stories of Kampupa before Jitesumbu, you know. Kampupa was, at the time of Buddha, he was called in Tibetan, Changshu Semban Dayushunu, Bodhisattva Dayushunu. In Sanskrit, it's called Chandra Prabhava Kumara. Chandra is in the moon, you know. Prabhava means light. Kumara means young, youthful. So if you translate into English, the Bodhisattva, the youthful moonlight. So that Bodhisattva, at its place in India was the Rajgiri, that area. He was born that area. So at the time of Buddha, then that Bodhisattva requested Buddha to teach the Samadhi Raja Sutra. Have you heard of that? Samadhi Raja Sutra. It's a very famous book. Sutra. Buddha taught that for days, you know, with the thousands of the disciples there. Many great Bodhisattvas there. So that Bodhisattva requested to teach that. And Buddha taught for days. Then at the end, when Buddha finished that, Buddha said, now who will promote this teaching in the future to benefit sentient beings? Here I taught you all, now you have these teachings. Who will volunteer to promote these teachings? Nobody could stand up. And that Bodhisattva, Chandra Parvava Kumara, he stood up, said, I will accept this and volunteer to teach this in the future. So at that time, many Bodhisattvas then they stand up, stood up. When you do this, we will follow you. We will support you, you know, many. So you see, so that's Bodhisattva is Kampupa, you know. Kampupa was rebirth of that Bodhisattva. In one of the song of Jigten Sungun, he also said there, when Buddha Shakyamuni was in India, I was born as that Bodhisattva's name, Chandra Prabhava Kumara. And you, Kampupa's disciple, you have all promised to help me. So this is the time to do this practice. You don't go anywhere, no, because you have promised to help me. See how Kampupa can see these things. So Kampupa's teachings were so kind of fresh and became so famous because of his way of teachings. He combined all the teachings together, Milarepa lineage and Kadamba lineage. From Kadamba, all the mathematical system, and also the from Asangas, the 5 treatises of Maitreya, all those come from Kadamba. The Kampupa studied them complete. And from Milarepa, all the Vajrayana that Marpa brought to Tibet. So he embodies all those teachings. And so his teachings have become so powerful. So many disciples gathered, like the first Karmapa, and Pamutuba, the teachers of the Sungun, there many great came together. So that's how Kampupa became so powerful. Then Buddha said at that time, I will also come to support your activities. So that was Jigte Sungun. Okay. You haven't heard this story, This is written there. I will come also at that time. So in that book described very similar landscape, the vulture pig in India, that in Tikung area is very similar. All the plants, all the grass, this is very similar to that. And also one time, a Naga king from the ocean brought one tooth of Buddha from the ocean, come then at the Tikung area, and offered to a monk. And that monk, he offered to Jigte Sumgun. Jigte Sumgun said, oh yes, this is one of my teeth. See, so it's good I received my own teeth, So like that, you see. So Jigte Sumgun was the rebirth of the Buddha. So that's Shakyamuni, okay? At the present, there's the Shakyamuni of the present. Then next said, reincarnation of Nagarjuna. So Jigte Sumgun was reincarnation of Nagarjuna. You have heard of this, but have you heard any stories in relation to this? Have you heard of great scholar Shakya Shri Bhadra? Have heard of that? Shakya Shri Bhadra. He was a great abbot, we should say abbot, Bikramashila. Have you heard of Bikramashila? Bikramashila. Bikramashila. It's near Patna. Patna? In Bihar. In Bihar, the capital of the Bihar is called Patna. Nearby, the Bikramashila Institute is supposed to be there. Bikramashila is the same as the Nalanda. So many great scholars produced from there. So Shakya Shri Bhadra was the abbot, the great abbot of that monastery. So he was visiting Tibet when Jigte Sumgun was there, alive. And Shakya Shri Bhadra, such also very great Vajrayana practitioners. So during his meditation in the morning, Tara always appeared to see him, regularly, Then Shakya Shri Bhadra used to give monk's vow. When he gives the monk's vow, at the same time, all the participants of the monk, he also give the Dharma robe, each, anybody who's ordained by him. So one day, Jigdasombo, a monk, a simple monk, came to receive the ordination from Shaji Shiripata. Accidentally, what happened was the Dharma robe was missing. And then the monk was, now you are giving monks a robe, everybody, why not me? And his attendant says, no, we don't have. And the monk insists, I need Dharma robe. You have to give me. So then his attendants were a little upset. So they pushed him to get out of here. Okay. Then he fall down on the ground. His nose knocked on the ground. Little bit blood came out. Then he is crying. They left. So from then, for 7 days, Tara didn't show up. This Shaji Shiripata's, morning meditation. So he thought, what happened? What I did, The last day, then he saw the Tara showing the back, not the front face, And then he's just, I apologize, What I made mistake where you're not showing up me. And Tara said, you have beaten the Nagarjuna's monk. And he said, how? When I did it? Don't you remember? No, your attendant, pushed him and fall on the ground and blood came in his nose. Okay. Then he said, then what should I do to purify all this mistake? And Tara said, from now, when you ordain, you give Dharma robes your age number, So then he came out of his meditation and asked his monks, who was that monk? Where did these monks come from? And they looked, chased, and that monk was Jidusumgun's monk. So he understood Jidusumgun was Nagarjuna, That's a very precise, clear. Everybody knows that. There are many others also. If you read that, the meaningful to behold, the story there also, Jidusumgun said, my body is not the Nagarjuna, but all the teachings that Nagarjuna taught is in my mind. He said that, So there's a lot of stories anyway, Not these are just things. Most important thing is he was in the Tibetan history of Buddha's teaching. Jidusumgun was the teacher, who gathered the most numbers of the disciples. I think in the history of Buddhist, all over the world, I think there was not such like his gathering. Just even one time, there are 180,000 disciples. And he could, when he was in the 40s, he could communicate with the vultures, horses. One time with a group of monks walking with him on the land, on the ground, and a vulture was flying in the sky, and Jidusumgun gazed at the vulture and spoke something, and the vulture just directly landed in the front and just meditating there. And another time, and the horse was galloping, running, and Jidusumgun spoke few words, and the horse was just stood there. So because of this, word of mouth went round everywhere, So people everywhere say, let's go to see the Lama who can speak, who can give the instructions of virtual to meditate. Some are great scholars, some are so stupid, know nothing, It's all, anyway, just wanted to see him. And his teachings are so fresh, direct. There's some words of some uncommon words you use. And there's some scholars, what kind of teaching he's teaching about, This word we haven't heard of before. If this really Buddha's teaching, or there's something is making something, So one of these, as I mentioned, the writer of the minor, the essence of the minor teaching, he was great scholar, sutras, vajrayanas, totally accomplished great master. So I must go to see him. I want to really discuss where he's teaching. And he prepared some very important questions from both Sutra and Vajrayana. Then he went to see Chittan Sungkun. So next day when he was coming, Chittan Sungkun told his attendant, tomorrow there's one very important monk is coming. So let him come directly. Don't stop him. So then he came, and as soon as he saw the Chittan Sungkun, his mind was a little kind of, he felt something very powerful, But then Chittan Sungkun welcomed him, have seat there, and then discuss teachings, what you have studied, what is about these teachings. So all the questions that he prepared, without needing to ask question, just during that conversation, he answered all that his doubt. And at that moment, he became his disciple. Such great scholar, And as mentioned, there are some very stupid people who knows nothing. Just say, I came here, Lama, please help me. I don't know anything, So just give me teaching what you think. And he gives something that is fits to him. And from there, he grows, free from samsara. So that's how Chittan Sungkun is about. So his teachings become very popular. You have heard of Konchog, There's some very special terminologies that his disciple, Chenga Sharaf Jr., collected all those. There are 150 Vajra statements, Vajra speech, that then many commentaries they are built. Okay, so that's how Chittan Sungkun is about. Okay. That's the peerless reincarnation of Nagarjuna, the peerless Ranashiri, Lord Chittan Sungkun, I supplicate to you. So you just meditate that. Then empowerment and dissolution. Here is known. So you see that Chittan Sungkun develops such confidence, devotion, as the embodiment of all the Buddhas, Buddhas of the past, present, future, all this, and see the nature of the inseparable of appearance and emptiness. Then the light rays emanate from the Lama's body, speech, and mind, dissolve into my four places, thereby purifying the four obscurations, one, destroying the four empowerment, two, and planting the seed of the four kayas, three. Okay. So first with this. Now I will explain this way. Now we chant this, and then you meditate, receipt of empowerment. Since you have received a lot of empowerments, you know. So now this you as called meditative way receiving the empowerment. So you are visualizing Jitosungwin above in the space in front of you. From forehead, Jitosungwin's forehead, white light, bright white light, the embodiment of all the Buddha's wisdom body emerge and dissolve at your forehead. Meditate, the light pervades your entire body and purifies all the obscurations of the body, negative karmas, a sickness, whatever you have, all just purify. So your body become inseparable appearance and emptiness. Okay. That's called first receiving the base empowerment. And the purification of your physical obscurations are purified. By receiving that, you planting the seed of the Dharmakaya. Okay, Dharmakaya. Just in your mind, just meditate. Then from Jitosung's throat, a red light emerges. That's the embodiment of all Buddha's wisdom speech that dissolve at your throat and pervades your entire body. At that time, you meditate all the obscurations, negative karma related to your speech are fully purified. All sound as an echo, wisdom speech of Buddha. So purify obscurations of the speech and received called secret empowerment. Secret empowerment is received into you. And you plant the seed to achieve the Sambhoga Kaya. Okay, meditate on that. Then from Jitosung's heart level, a blue light, just pristine, pure, clear blue light when the sky is so pure, free from all the dust. That kind of light is emerged from Jitosung's heart. And that is the embodiment of all the Buddha's wisdom mind. Emerge and dissolve at your heart. And all the mental obscurations, all the mental defilements, negative karmas are fully purified. All our ignorance, attachment, aversion, greed, arrogance are totally purified. Your mind becomes like nature of the space. At that time, you see, you purify obscurations of the mind. The empowerment is called, we receive the wisdom empowerment, the third empowerment. And you plant the seed to achieve the Dharmakaya of the Buddha. Okay? That's how it's called, receiving empowerment. Then at the fourth, from Jitosung's navel, yellow light emerge. The yellow light represents all the excellent qualities of the Buddha dissolved at your navel and pervade your entire body. Meditate all the subtle obscurations, the body, speech, mind, totally purified. Okay? And so that is the purification. All the subtle obscurations are purified. And empowerment is called the fourth empowerment. The word, precious word empowerment, or fourth empowerment. And you plant the seed to achieve the Sarvavika Kaya, the fourth body of Buddha. Then with this, then Jitosung will melt into light with the seed, lotus, sandis, mundis, all melt into light. That light dissolves into you from the crown of head and pervades your entire body, speech, and mind. And that time, the yourself dissolve into emptiness. And your mind and all the Buddha's mind are one nature. It is said here, the Lama then dissolves into myself. My mind is now natural, luminosity, emptiness. The effulgence we're talking about, just total meditation. All the obscurations are purified. Your mind is like the estimation space, unconfined space, vastness, no boundary. You simply just meditate. There's nothing to judge, nothing to pursue, anything, nothing to feel right or wrong. Just simply just meditate there. See? So that your basic foundation, ground, Mahamudra, is now through this empowerment, is a path. Through this method, you receive these all instructions, and you at the end, you achieve that, you realize that nature. So when you could meditate on there, then you see there's no obscurations exist. There's no ego to exist, attachment, aversion, all these obscurations are just diminished within that emptiness. That's why it's called Vajrayana. It's very fast, swift path. Through this empowerment method, you receive, you get all this opportunity to meditate this, If you're busy, you can practice even 10, 20 minutes. If you have time, you can practice this for hours. You chant this slowly, cultivate all the mind, step by step, purify yourself, generate bodhicitta to all sentient beings. And then you recollect all those excellent qualities of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. And then when you dissolve into your own, just step by step, meditate. See. This you can do in the morning and also in the evening before you go to bed. And then, as I mentioned also this morning, yesterday, when you die, there are a lot of other practices. But if you could do this, if you die, when you're going to die, you do this practice meditation. You don't have much energy, clear mind to do a lot of things. Just so simple. I receive just this for empowerment and dissolve into you, and you just meditate in this luminosity. It's called Dharmakaya power. There are many powers, It's called Dharmakaya power. So after resting, meditating, that said, rest in the mind as it is, as yesterday mentioned, during this, receiving this Bodhisattva's vow, same here. As it is now, this is what is called as it is. Uncontrived, unfabricated. So after meditating, no, any time, whatever you have time doing this, then you do this dedication. No. So through this, whatever virtues we have accumulated, and then also virtues of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, sentient beings, here said, through the both innate virtue, your Buddha nature, and the virtues accumulated in the three times, past, present, future times, by all in samsara, sentient beings, whatever sentient beings, virtues you bring together. And the nirvana means Buddha, Bodhisattvas, Arahats, Sharavakas, their virtue bring together. All this may I and all sentient beings feeling space, none left out. Realize the core emergent. The core emergent means Mahamudra. Okay. Ultimate reality. The Mahamudra is ultimate reality. That realized, realize the core emergent ultimate reality. And then all sentient beings attain the final state of non-abidance, neither nirvana nor samsara. Non-abidance in existence. Existence is samsara. And peace is nirvana, partial nirvana. So free from these two extremes. And may I and all sentient beings achieve complete Buddhahood. So dedicate that. No? And you should feel so free. I have dedicated my virtue to all sentient beings. You take it. I'm not attached to anything. Okay? Yes.
Do this instead, since it's also a Guru Yoga?
Yes, Guru Yoga, yes. If you can do this, that's fine, I think.
It's okay.
I cannot talk about his, no, but I can talk this. You can do it. How long that Devadurji? Same, 10 minutes, okay. But not so, okay. Okay. Yes, all in one sheet, So 21st century is now practitioners. How much we can expect to become wise scholars, You need a short break, then we can do the practice together, okay? Yeah.
You want to do for the break? Can we just break? You want to say a little prayer? What do you
Oh,
want to do?
Om Banza Sato Samaya, Mano Palaya, Banza Sato Tenopa, Distante Sudo Kaya Membawa, Subu Kaya Membawa, Anorado Membawa, Sorry, Sarwa Karma Suzame, Zetan Shriya, Kuru Hung Ha Ha Ho.